All right, quilty friends, it is time to trim up Brianna's amazing all embroidered quilt that she's made for the grandson for, I think, a graduation, a Christmas gift, I think, plays basketball. It has this insane, fabulous, sinkable furry minky for the backing. It is so thick. It's a half an inch. Maybe 3/4 inch thick of the pile there. Now I've trimmed a couple of the sides of the minky, and I'm going to let you know when I do minky, almost always I trim it outside. I'm out on my patio and I've set up my patio table, and sometimes I set up more than one table. Now almost always I do that. Occasionally I have a very low pile, very low pile minky, and that one I can sometimes do in the house, but otherwise I almost always do it out on the patio. Because this is such a thick pile minky, I am definitely doing it outside. I've set up the table, wiped it off really well, and I've got all my cutting accoutrements out here. Now I've already done a couple of the sides of the minky. Here's some of the pieces. And what I want to show you is, if you can see, I mean, this is a ton of shedding. This minky just really sheds like cray. When I cut this side, you will see this is from the other side over there. So it's definitely the benefit to do outside. Like, I can't even shake this enough to get off the edge of the minky where it's been trimmed. It just keeps shedding. Now, the other thing I want to show you is, normally when I'm trimming a quilt, what do I talk about? I talk about using my template and lining it up with some place on the inside of the quilt, some kind of a border, a sashing, a block, something that's going on the inside, and whatever's over here, I'm going to trim it straight. So you may end up with some waviness on this side, but I'm going to trim that off because I want to have a nice straight border, I want to have a nice straight binding, and I want to have an equal border all the way down. Well, as you can see, she doesn't have this. This is one big piece of batik fabric that's beautiful, and that's what we're stitching on. But because of all of the embroidery on the inside, it did pull and shrink in different areas some of the edge of the batik, which makes sense. The more stitching, the more it's going to suck it in. And so I'm going to line it up straight with some of the rulings on my cutting mat right there, and that's what I'm actually going to cut against. So I've kind of measured it. I figured out where it's going to lay out the best, and that's what I'm going to cut against. And then I want to show you right here, when I pull this aside, we have got tons of this flyaway right here. So that's what I'm avoiding out of my house, is all of this. I'm going to grab the quilt when I get done. I'm going to shake her like crazy and get all of that off. I'm so thrilled to trim your quilts, even when I have minky. Send them over here to the quilting studio. I can handle it because I have some place on the patio to do it, and would be delighted to help you with your trimming needs.